Hello everybody, this is TOA Nomicide, and the game I'm bringing you today is Tera. I'll be going through the character customization and then the first part of the game, which shows off the classes very well. So let's get started. They just recently added 3 new servers, 1 PvE server and 2 new PvP servers, which brings the total server list up to 6. Now that they've gone to free-to-play, everything's free-to-play, and they have microtransactions in the store, but it's all cosmetic. Mostly cosmetic. There's some amounts that you can also purchase as well. And as you can see here, this is just the free-to-play model. I don't have a subscription or bought the game or anything. And all the classes are unlocked. And most classes have 2 genders. These next 3 don't. They only have the 1. And then the high elf. But I'm gonna pick the second race here because these are kind of the poster race for this certain MMO. Pick her. Now I'm gonna select my class. There are many classes that you can select from. They have this player skill next to the name down here. It's out of 5 stars. I'm not sure what they go by. It's some awareness of the opposing mobs in the game, to how much you have to move around and how much armor you have, and it's a combination of things. They all play a little bit differently. There are some range and melee classes. Obviously the archer would be one of the ranged classes. I'm gonna go with the warrior for this demo, but just to show off the combat real well. Next is a little bit of the customization. There are many presets to choose from, as well as many colors and sliders, and I won't do too much of this. Yeah, there's all the sliders. You can pick the initial outfit. That, and then your voice, so you don't get too annoyed over the voice of the game. Edit name. And finish. Now, what Tera does, which I really like, is when you select your character and play that for the first time, if you would like to, we'll go through the prologue, which is what I'll do here, and you automatically get up leveled to level 20, and you have all your abilities unlocked to see if you will like the class moving forward. It's a bit much at first if you don't know how to play the game, because it kind of just throws you into that, but you figure it out as you go along. Or you could just completely skip the prologue, because it's a little story based, but all the combat and everything that you do doesn't have a whole lot of bearings on what you do in the normal game. You can just skip right to the beginning of the game, which I really like. You don't have to go through the tutorial every time you want to make a new character, or in this case if you want to show other people a new character. But I'm going to go through the prologue just to show off all the moves. Yes, and it's just recently been renamed Tera Rising, which is the free-to-play model name. And as you can see, I'm using a controller. It's down the right there. I'm using an Xbox controller to play this game. Little bit of slowdown here. I am running fraps at the same time, but Oh, this happens a little bit. Oh. Okay. See, there are very little spoken voice lines in the game. It's mostly in this text. So I don't generally take the time to read them.
Feel the force of magic.
Real easy to use is with a controller to press left trigger, and then just use the A button and right stick to move your cursor around once you're in that mode. There's a person I can go help.
This isn't my first rodeo.
If you want to read any of this, you can always pause the video and read it, but I've read a little bit. It's really not that interesting.
Another day, another youngster. Quit! I don't know the meaning of the word.
Okay. Here, I'll quickly go through some of the attacks. A attack, very basic. The combo attacks, which do have cooldowns. This is the dodge for this class. Although I do run out of my stamina, which is the bar that's reloading real quickly right now. It's great for dodging attacks. I'll go back and talk to him.
When your dreams speak to you, listen.
Okay. And the way to switch to different type of attacks, because obviously I only have 3 that are showing up right now. You can press the left and right bumpers to bring up the other 8. You can put the potions in the trigger buttons for the right bumper. This is all remappable to the controller and also to the mouse and keyboard. There is a jump in this game, which I always like.
Not my fault.
It would normally be space, but for the controller it's the X button.
You up for a little fun?
Quickly access your inventory right on the D-pad, and then you can use your right stick or the mouse anytime. Quickly change out using the right mouse button. Oh, gotta talk to her again.
Show me what you've got.
Our foes are fearful.
As you can see, I'm not reading this. The first time I went through, I read some of it, and it's just telling you, you should be
Hungry, angry, tired.
help other people, and it's not the best written game, but it is just a tutorial.
Hey.
As you can see, multiple races and all of the races in all of the classes start in the same area. Like the guy standing beside me, he is one of the bigger races, and he's a priest from the staff on his back, and we're starting in the same area, doing the exact same thing. So no matter what you pick at the beginning, you'll do this stuff, of course, unless you skip it, which is always a good choice.
Respect your enemy, then kill it.
Now I get to leave this beginning area, and we can finally see some combat. I guess this would be a good time to quickly go through the map, not the map, the options in the game. Options right here. bring this up real quick. There are a lot of options for different, to see who's the names, and if you want the shortcut tips. So if you've gone through this all before, then you can turn that off. Camera speed for the mouse. Audio levels, I have it down because it is quite a loud game. Video settings, there is quite a few video settings. Resolution and a screen ratio, obviously. Effects, these are pretty arbitrary sliders. There's also a really nice auto detect, which detects the level of your machine and puts everything up accordingly. And of course, you can still do that and still adjust stuff yourself. And just press apply. Okay, let's go back in there one more time. UI settings, a lot of different settings you can put up as well. Instead of having add or something, you just see the percentage. I personally like the numbers myself. And then all the shortcuts that you have can be rebound and then just restore defaults if you put something in incorrectly, or you just want to put it back to the regular defaults. Okay. A little bit of platforming. Of course, you can jump, or you can just walk up the side here. But there will be some places within the game, especially right here, that you have to jump instead of just walking up the side. It's a little bit clunky, but it feels pretty good actually. Although you couldn't tell because my screen keeps jumping around. Teleport to the next island. Yes. Which is just going through that barrier. I've played this game a little bit with a couple different classes. The combat feels really good as you have to move around and hit people. But we'll see that in a second. Let me just go back to the options real quick. Then there's this big overall general slider of graphic effects. See if I can run this a little smoother. F or left trigger to climb. So very slow climbing. Up. Yeah, as I said, you can press start and move over your skills to read what they do. Climb up, and then right up here will be the beginning of some combat. Okay, here we go. As you can see, you can swing, and if you don't make contact, then it doesn't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It doesn't hurt them at all. This character does not have a block, but she does have the jump out of the way, dodge move. Let's try some of these moves. That is a stance. One more, then we can move on. After you go past that teleport stage, all this part is just the single player. No other random people will come and help with your story part. Well, that's one way to get rid of that. Go into attack position. On the higher end attacks, there are some pretty big cooldowns. Also, I can heal myself. The combat is a little bit tough when the screen's jumping around, because you have to tell when the enemy is about to attack. They generally do telegraph their attacks pretty well. He is a story character that is very strong, so he helps you out a little bit here.
It's time to take action.
That always works. They talk to him, but you can just keep running to the boss of this little prologue. As you can see, my health is low. I can use a health potion by pressing right bumper and left trigger, or right bumper, right trigger. This game, although it is an MMO, it has the same fighting style, especially with this character, but with all other characters, it's this fluid fighting style as well. Like games like God of War or well, not quite to the caliber of God of War or a Devil May Cry type combat system, but it's very fluid. Some characters have blocks, but like this character has a dodge to get out of the way. And just like that, died. Should have backed up a little bit and healed again. That's okay. But I can come back. My route right there. After the first time I die, especially in this prologue scene, since there aren't any checkpoints or waypoints. But you generally get one freebie, and then if you go down again within a certain amount of time, then you have to reset at the closest waypoint. And I am playing this whole demo with the controller, and went down again. But since this is just the prologue, and no one else has it, they do let you get back up a few times. The bigger bosses especially telegraph their attacks pretty well. If I could just move out of the way, that would be another whole issue. Out of the way. Oh, hit me again. Oh, down again. He's just not giving me a break right now. With her, you can dodge out of any attack. Only about 8% health left. Up in the left-hand corner there a little bit. And he is down. There's another big demon. But he's much stronger than we are. And that's a scripted event that we're all supposed to die. And this is what puts us into the main story.
And Elion, the expedition leader, is missing in action. Elion is one of Velkion's greatest heroes, so the Federation's high command planned a search.
The majority of the story is fed to the player in paragraphs given by the characters, because I don't think any of the characters are actually voice acted. The only other thing is these small cutscenes. They do have the subtitles, but they are also voiced over, just to give you the transition on big story points.
Elion's brother, Leander, demanded action and set out for the Island of Dawn.
Although apparently my computer's having a problem with it right now, but this is a very good looking game, and on the lowest settings it doesn't require a whole lot of power, so pretty much everyone can get into it, but within reason. If your computer is very bad, then you won't be able to play this game, but from medium to all the way up to high-end computers, it handles this game pretty well. And for most MMOs, I could suggest having a little bit of choppy would be okay, but this game, since you have to tell when tell the moves of the attacking opponent, especially bigger bosses and even just the little minions, they telegraph their attacks, so you know when to either block or get out of the way. Exit out of that, and we're in the beginning area here. Again, all races and all classes come to this area. No matter what race you are, you can be any of the classes, and then you can just start from here. As you see, I don't have nearly any of my abilities that I had. I have obviously my basic attack and my dodge, because without those two it'd be hard to do anything in the game. But I also lost all of the armor that I had, so that was just a quick buffs you up, shows you the class in its entirety, and then starts you back over again with all rudimentary items and armor. That is it for Tera. I hope you like what you see. It is totally free. They do not block anything off for the non-paid subscribers. If you want to still subscribe, they give you an allowance to use it in the store per month, I believe. They give you extra character slots to use. You only get 2 for the free version, but I found that to be okay. I personally do not subscribe. If I have a bunch of friends that might play it, I might end up subscribing at one point, but they don't block any of the content off. For all the free members can do any of the stuff that the paid members can do as well. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.